These last four got a lot of good stuff in them. We haven't necessarily seen one a whole lot like this, but you plug in the 3, nothing, and then what jumps out at me? Square roots of x's. When I see that, I'm thinking one thing: rationalization. Okay? So I'm going to take and multiply top and bottom by the conjugate. And the reason I do that is stuff's going to kind of go away. Don't multiply the bottom together, because things will work out much better if you don't. So, see what I got? The limit as x approaches 3. Up here, first is just x plus 1. Last, minus 4. The bottom is x minus 3 times this whole thing, square root of x plus 1 plus 2. Anybody see what happens? What's on top?
Or x minus 3.
This is x minus 3, right? Yeah. And that x minus 3 right there. So that whole thing goes away. Now that the problem child's kind of gone, I can plug in the 3. Which leaves me with a 1 on the top. Don't forget it's a 1, not a 0. And square root of 4 is? Plus 2 is? 4. What's the answer to this next one? We all know it's 2/3. I need to know how you get there. We're trying to get the sine x over x, right? What don't I have? What?
The x's.
So what do I do?
Divide by an x.
Yep. Divide by an x or multiply by 1 over x on the top and on the bottom. And so this turns into really close, but I'm missing what? 2's and 3's. That's 1. That's 1. So my answer? 2/3. Yes, sir.
So how do you start off with 1 over x, like in green there?
I just multiply by 1.
Okay. For what purpose?
To get an x on the bottom so I can use it to look like this.
Okay.
I can't cancel anything until I get sine x over an x.
Okay.
The signs don't go away, the x's don't go away. That's not right. That's not the shortcut.
Oh, okay, so that's one gigantic fraction.
Yeah, one gigantic fraction. Last one over, last column. Limit as x approaches 1. From the right. Well, I guess I got another comma over there. 2 plus x over 1 minus x. You plug 1 in. Thanks, I'm thinking one-sided again, right? That's about as simple as it's going to get. So what's the answer to this? It goes to? It's going to go to infinity. I just got to decide, is it positive infinity or negative infinity? Since that's a little positive, I pick a number a little bit bigger than 1 and plug it in. When I do that, 2 plus 1.1 is positive. 1 minus 1.1 is negative. So that's going to go to negative infinity. Good to go, Brandon? You look like you're thinking.
Well, I was still copying out from the last one. You're kind of like
Okay.
one problem ahead. So when I look at the red, I'm trying to just look at what
Alright.
these do. So since it's positive, you just do 1.1. Like if it were
Yep.
negative, you do 0.9 or something like
Yep.
that. Okay.
Positive, negative equals negative.
A positive number divided by a negative number is a negative number.
Okay.
One more over here in the corner. As x goes to negative infinity. Ooh, what are you thinking? Divided by the highest power of x. Uh-oh, I see a square root. Also, what are you thinking?
Act like what it is in the square.
Well, the square root of x squared is x. So the highest power on the bottom is x. Also with the square root, what other thing should you have to do at the end?
Let's get inside the squares.
Well, you need to check your answer at the end to make sure it fits with what you get. Okay? So I'm going to divide by the highest power of x. That's 1 over x and 1 over x.
Well, it's not like
That gives me negative 3 plus 4 over x. This 1 over x is outside the square root house, so when he goes in, he has to get squared. Huh? What does? Okay. Plug in infinity, that goes to 0. That goes to 0. I'm left with negative 3 over 2. My answer is 3 halves, but it's either going to be a positive or a negative depending upon what's going on. Because of this square root thing, I've got to check. So I go back to the beginning. This is a negative number I'm plugging in. Negative 3 times a negative number is what? What kind of number? Positive plus a positive is positive. The square root of anything is always positive. So the answer to this is really positive 3.